Hey guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. My name is The Lady Designer, and today we are back with another tropical franchise mode episode. Where in the previous episode, we finished the South American region of our zoo by adding the maned wolf. And in today's episode, we're going to finish the African area by adding the red river hog combined with the adorable okapi. So to give you an idea of where this habitat is located, I made sure that the opening cinematic tour will give you a little bit of an idea where we are adding this last habitat in Africa. So this one will be pretty much on the opposite side of the white rhino habitat and next to Monkey World, where we have the gorilla, chimpanzee and bonobos. And on the right side of this habitat is the entrance of the Australian area, which we will be finishing in the last episode of this tropical franchise mode series. I know I did say a few episodes ago that I wanted to add the West African lion in here as well, but as I really want to wrap up this series, I decided to skip that idea and only add one more habitat in Africa for the red river hogs and the okapi. Now, as you can tell from the speed build, we did still have a lot of exhibits around the zoo waiting to be moved to their final destination. So it was about time these exhibits finally got their official own spot. And since I still had quite an open space left in our South American region, I thought this would be a perfect spot for them. So this will be pretty much at the entrance of the South American region, right in front of the butterfly dome, heading towards the jaguar habitat and such. And since we are working a lot here with the temple theme, we are obviously also going to decorate these exhibits with a lot of the temple pieces to make sure it will all blend in nicely into the South American area. Now, I have to admit, the animals we are housing in these exhibits are not per se from South America, but I honestly don't really mind that. It's going to be a fine combination of exhibit animals from all around the world in this area. So when I had all the exhibits in place, it was time to start working on the habitat for the red river hogs and the okapis. We had a few gift shops and ATMs here, which I did move to the entrance of Monkey World, so I had enough space to work on the habitat here. Now, I wanted to play around a bit with some more round-shaped viewing galleries, which would be connected with a separate path in between them, so we will make sure there won't be any bottlenecks on the main path. And for the theme of this viewing gallery, I wanted to use a little bit more of the African pieces, with like the thatch and wood and stuff, as I wanted to make sure the curbs of the path would be nicely covered and made sure the whole fencing was big enough so the curbs would end up right underneath it. And by using the mud pillar technique, we are able to make the perfect round shape here, covering all the edges of the viewing gallery. And for the roof, I wanted to have something with thatch. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the big, completely round-shaped thatch pieces we already have in the game, as they feel a little bit too unnatural to me for some reason. So that's why I decided to create my own round thatch roof with the smaller thatch pieces. And I think this actually works super well, also because they have like this little wooden beam underneath them. I don't know, it just looks super nice if you ask me. Now, I didn't really have to think of what to do for the shelter building, as half of the building with the bonobos was already empty and ready for another animal to be used. So in this case, it was just a matter of adding an archway in the building and on the other side adding a keeper's gate and then simply connect it all to a path. So super handy that we already had this shelter building in place. Really do love it. So as I said, on the right side of the habitat, there's the entrance for the Australian area. So I had to make sure Africa and Australia are nicely split into their own different sections. Like, I already made this super nice wooden wall around the Australian area, so it was very easy choice to just take that wooden fence and put it around the rest of this area, because this fence also works just super well for this habitat. And I don't know, the contrast and the colors of it later on when you see like all the foliage work and stuff in the habitat, it actually looks super nice as well from the African side. So when I had all the fences in place, it was time to fill in the habitat. So for this habitat, I wanted to do something with a waterfall, simply because it feels like ages ago and I can't even remember us having a waterfall at this zoo at all. Or correct me if I'm wrong, but I really cannot remember. So it's really about time that we do add one. So on the left side of the habitat, we're going to create a little water area that will have the wider waterfall from the aquatic pack. And weirdly enough, when I tried to dig the water out, all was fine when using like the flatten to terrace tool. But when I wanted to make it a little bit lower, the terrain started to do things that honestly just felt like I never saw this happening before. Like it was just making these weird wonky spots everywhere. Like I know we have a path here, so it wouldn't go super smooth, but still, I don't know. Like something felt really off here, so I had to adjust my plans a tiny bit here to make it all still look nice. And as we already have a nice rock formation here, it was super easy to try and blend in the waterfall piece here by simply removing and adding a few rocks here and there. Now, as we are building a habitat for the red river hogs here, I obviously wanted to create a little muddy area for these guys because they just love to play around in it so much. And as the okapis are a bit more shy, it was just a perfect idea to make the mud pools a little bit more in the front of the habitat, so there's more like an open space at the back side of the habitat for the okapis to freely roam around. So the mud pools will be sunking a little bit into some dirty water, and the edges around it will be combined with a lot of rocks and both tropical and aquatic rocks to make it all feel a little bit more natural and hide away all the wooden edges of the mud pools. And on the right side of the habitat, I'll also be hiding a forage box feeder a little bit more into the terrain, which will be a nice spot for the red river hogs to get some food in here. And obviously, spread around the whole habitat, there will be a lot of enrichment items and feeding spots for all the animals in general. And then the rest of the habitat is simply a matter of adding a lot of different rocks, African trees, bushes, foliage, and the roots and everything to make it all feel a little bit more natural and also give it a more tropical vibe. Also providing the habitat with some more higher foliage here and there, so the okapis do feel like they can hide maybe a little bit from the guests here and there, but it's not like super obvious. Now, as I know that some of you really want me to show some more footage of adding the foliage around the habitat, I would love to take this time to tell a little bit more about the red river hog and the okapi. So the red river hog is a fascinating wild pig that comes from West and Central Africa. They live in places like tropical rainforest and gallery forest, which is a forest which is restricted to the banks of a river or a stream, and in swamps. You can easily recognize them by their reddish-brown fur, white face markings, and the tufts on their ears. So these hogs are not only charming, but also quite unique. And even though they're not in immediate danger of extinction, red river hogs are facing challenges. Their homes are disappearing because of deforestation and human activity. So right now, they are classified as least concern, which means their population is stable now, but unfortunately slowly decreasing. But it's still super important to work on conservation efforts to protect where they live and control hunting. So one interesting thing about the red river hogs is how they behave. So they form like these groups called sounders, mostly made out of females and their babies, and these groups help them stay safe and support each other. And communication is key for them as they use different sounds like grunts, squeals, and growls to talk to each other. So these hogs really like places with a lot of water like rivers and marshes. This preference adds a really cool aspect to their lifestyle. The fact that they can live in different kinds of environments shows how adaptable they are. Watching them in their natural home gives us a peek into the amazing ecosystems of Africa. And this highlights why conservation is so important to make sure they can keep thriving in the future. Now, the okapi, also known as the forest giraffe or zebra giraffe, is a fascinating animal found in the thick rainforest of the Democratic Republic of the Congo in Central Africa. They have a dark brown coat with white stripes on their legs and a long, flexible tongue. So these creatures live in the Uturi rainforest, a special place with lots of plants and rivers. Okapis are really good at living there, especially when it comes down to eating. They use their long tongues to grab leaves and buds from trees, which is pretty unique. But sadly, okapis are now classified as endangered with a still decreasing population in the wild because their homes are getting destroyed, they're hunted, and there's political trouble where they live. So people cutting down the Utori rainforest for things like wood and houses is a really big danger to them. So it's super important to protect these animals in the wild and to make sure humans stop hunting and make sure their habitat is safe and steady for them to live in without cutting down all these trees. Like, okapis are really shy and like to mostly be alone, which makes it hard for scientists to study them in the wild. Even though they look really cool, they're a symbol of the tricky balance between taking care of nature and people's needs in Africa. We really need to work hard to keep them safe by protecting where they live and dealing with the problems they are facing. So definitely some super interesting and beautiful animals that we are adding in our tropical franchise mode series. So without further talking, let's go and check them out in their habitat. Oh my goodness, we were not able to see this cub of the maned wolves in a previous episode. Like, they just didn't became pregnant or whatsoever. But it's finally time. Look at this beautiful, I think it's a baby girl. Was it? Yes. Elizabeth. Oh, that's a very interesting way of writing Elizabeth, by the way, or Elizabeth. I actually don't know how you pronounce that. But look at this gorgeous little girl. Oh, she's so adorable. Oh, that's amazing. She doesn't have any brothers or sisters though, so she is all by herself with her mom and dad. But I think she's gonna be fine and she will enjoy this beautiful habitat that we created for these guys. Now that we're here, by the way, it's actually a good thing to right away show you guys. Oh yeah, this is the only area that I still need to fix. But here are the exhibits that I mentioned. So guests can walk all the way back here to the butterfly dome, but they can now also, well, actually should go to the other side. Wait. We go here, so this is the entrance, and we have the Binturong habitat here, and then we go all the way to here, and then you have this path going to the butterfly dome, and this path right over here going to the butterfly dome. And we had quite some space here left, so we now have a nice area here with all the exhibits that we had on the other side, and then a few more on the opposite side of the path here. So this looks really cool. I think this works super well to decorate your exhibits with. And we have a nice variety of animals, as I said, not per se South American, but I think this looks super cool. And then we have 3 more with like the more desert-ish exhibits on this side as well. I think this works super well. The only thing that I would say is like, these donation boxes, they should go into the ground. I should probably just download Freebuild Mod again to just lower all these ugly donation boxes into the ground. I just wish we had like these small little boxes that you could add like onto your walls or anything like that. Something tiny that is not so obvious everywhere. But yeah, super happy with this area, and now that we do have a real exhibit spot somewhere instead of like putting them everywhere, moving them around. I think they've been in Asia at the Przewalski's hose habitat close by. They've been in Africa, and now they're in South America. So yeah, this is the only area that we still need to finish. Might be doing something with the shops here, but that will be before the end tour, obviously. So now that you have seen this new spot here for the exhibits, let's go to Africa and check out the animals that we have there. So we go right over here. Yes, we have the fennec fox on this side. We have a toilet, a restaurant, and then we just continue our way here. And then on the left side here will be Monkey World. On the right side we have the the white rhinos. And then right over here there is the exit from Monkey World. And then here is the entrance to the Okapi and the Red River Hog habitat. And I already do like it. Like, guests can peek a little bit through here, but this is obviously not meant to be a viewing gallery. But they can look a little bit inside. Just look how beautiful this looks. I love this peek through. It definitely feels like African, but yeah, it's still tropical. I don't know. It just looks so cool, and that waterfall is just stunning. Really like it. So guests can and will walk right over here. So they have a nice view from here into the habitat. They can have a little glimpse here of the shelter building of the Red River Hogs and the Okapis. Just look at this. So yeah, definitely trying to catch that tropical vibe, but yet also like the rivers and such, like both animals do really like that. So I think this is just perfect, but also keeping some open space here. But they also have quite a lot of space here at the shelter building, so I guess that's all good. But guests, yeah, can really enjoy the animals playing in the mud pools. Look at them run! Isn't that awesome? Look at them go from one side to the other. Oh, they're getting food. Oh, that's why they all got excited. But yeah, definitely trying to hide the the edges of the mud pools right over here. But yet it all doesn't feel like super disconnected because we also have a river on the backside here as well. I don't know. I just love the dirty watercolor sometimes. Like, I don't know. It just makes some things more realistic or something. Oh, this sign, by the way, you can download this one from, I think it was Malin Zoo where I created this one, but it just works super well for some areas. So we have some really nice education signs right over here. There's also one hidden in the walls right over here. And there's one also hidden in the wall right over here, just to give some extra education. And this is the porch box feeder that the Red River Hog should be able to use, but they're all getting food right over here. I guess we have too many feeding spots here. This one can also be used. Is this the one not filled? Can I see that? Oh, I don't know. I cannot click it right now. Are you going to... Oh, no, you are not carrying any basket or whatsoever. But yeah, definitely a very nice tropical and lush habitat right over here for these animals. So let's have a quick look at them. I don't think they are pregnant just yet, unfortunately. Is this a female? No, that's a male. So we have a female right over here. Oh, this is the first time I'm creating a habitat for these guys, and they are so fluffy. I don't know. Well, they're not fluffy, but they just look cute. I don't know what it is. Like those tufts on their ears. It's so adorable, and the color scheme is so freaking beautiful. Why are you both going to stand in the bush right over here? Like, I just want to have... I just want to have a proper look at you guys. Oh, well, let's just show the backstage. I didn't do anything backstage. These are fences I created for the Okapi habitat for my African mini zoo, so you can also download them. I changed the color, but I'm not entirely sure about the color. It might be a little bit too bright. Just took the color here from the plaster pieces. Okapis do have a lot of privacy here if they want to, which is just great. Oh, there you are. I was looking for you. Just look at the fur from these guys. Gonna put my light torch on for a little bit. Aren't these guys just incredible? Oh my goodness. So yeah, this is the first time building a habitat for these guys. Obviously not for the Okapi, which is right over here. Hello, gorgeous. So hopefully they are going to bring in some offspring that we can admire in the next episode. That will be just super amazing. But yeah, they do have like not too many big bushes or anything, but there is some privacy. You know what I mean? There's some privacy right over here, and maybe just here in the back. We just have a simple rocky wall right over here. I first had like the chain link fence, but I don't know. I just didn't want to have a real fence. But also these walls from the Australian area do work super well. Like the contrast, it works really nice also with the dirty water and stuff. Oh, are you going to use that? Did I miss that? And I just love to do these things, but I'm doing that with everything pretty much right now if I have a mud pool. Oh, you are? Oh my gosh, do it. Yes. Oh, what was that? Why are you not going to roll into the mud pool? Oh, they can actually walk here? Oh gosh. Oh, why are you guys all standing here? In the bushes. I just want to see you guys rolling in the mud. Wait, who is expecting offspring? The wild bull? Was that wild bull? It went too fast for me. Oh, please go and roll. Please, please, please. I don't think he or she will. I actually didn't pay attention to who it was. Oh no, you're going to run away. Oh, that's such a pity. But yeah, I'm definitely super... Oh, this was the male. Definitely super happy with this habitat. The last filler here of the African region. Even though I actually thought like maybe just add one more habitat right over here. But I think it's just perfectly fine as it is right now, even though we are missing out on one big cat now, but it is what it is, I guess. We have some nice African animals all the way around here and around here and here as well. Yes, it stops right over here at the fennec fox habitat. So this is a really nice African region, and now the only thing that is left is this little open area here. So we are going to add the Tasmanian devil here in the Oceania nocturnal house, and then Australia will be finished, and then it is time... Oh, Gila monster. And then it is time to really finish up the last bits and pieces like I just showed, and then do the last end tour, which is just super exciting, and then we are able to start something fresh and new maybe on the channel. But first, obviously, we also need to finish the Eco Island Park series. So we are not there just yet, probably, to start something new. Well, maybe I will. I don't know. Most important thing is to finish the tropical franchise mode series. That is going to be super exciting. Are you guys? Are we? Yes! Oh gosh, look. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh. Well, I think we now know that we will have some offspring. Yes, there is offspring on their way. So that is going to be exciting. We are able to see some offspring in the next episode. Do let me know in the comments down below what you guys all think of this Okapi and Red River Hog habitat that we added in the Tropical Franchise Mode series. Leave a like at the video if you guys enjoyed it, and subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. And yeah, I just really do hope to see you guys all in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys!